Taurus, this is your tarot reading for January. The ending looks good. You're definitely going through some things in January. What dominates the reading is the Devil card, an unhealthy attachment to something. Now, given how your readings have all been about love, in particular, I think your conquests in love, is this the addiction that you have? I don't know. In the past, you've been taking a rest. Well, I think you have been. I think things did lull down at the end. And now you're aware of there being karmic judgment. Your readings don't tend to be about global events. They tend to be personal. I did spot a narcissist in your life. That could be karmic judgment for them, but I can't help but feel that maybe your propensity to wear trousers or pants made of lead is part of this karmic judgment. We now have the Moon card, fear of the unknown. Well, we're all fearful of the unknown. And maybe you are grasping some of the global events that are affecting the rest of us. Or maybe not. You're going out in search probably of money. And it'll probably come to you. You'll probably get some new money from somewhere. Now that would change the outcome. Whereas fear going out looking for money creates the outcome. Yeah. And there's a new love here on offer, and that would change the outcome. Oh dear, it feels like more of the same, because the outcome is the happy families card. So we've got a new love juxtaposed with happy families. Doesn't half feel like you're getting up to your old tricks, Taurus. And I thought 2024 was a very different year for you. Maybe this is the final twist to it, maybe. But let's look at it in more detail. I don't want to jump the gun yet. Taurus, for the last couple of years I've been recognising your spreads and what's been happening in your life, and it's all been about your love life and the turmoil, absolute turmoil that it's been. And you can't keep your pants on, and I've told you off about it before, but it looks like it's repeating. Now, in fairness to you, Taurus, I think people know what you like and they manipulate that situation. And I think you often jump headlong into situations that you wouldn't really want to be in. I did detect a narcissist in the past in your life. And, someone who just doesn't think and just jumps into bed, they're bound to attract narcissists. I mean, narcissists use lovemaking as a part of their manipulation. So, it's bound to happen, Taurus. So is your addiction about lovemaking? I suspect it is. But we'll find out. But this addiction dominates this entire reading. And I did think 2024 you turned over a new leaf. If you listen to your reading for 2024, it certainly seems a bit different. So maybe this is the final fling. Maybe this is you finally getting over how you've been. I do hope so for you, Taurus. I'm not trying to be judgmental. But I know you've not been happy either. Just in your life. Come the end of last year, you know, Taurus, I thought things had already changed. You seem to be taking a rest from things, and this does indeed show you resting. I'm not surprised you've been that active for 2 years. You've needed a rest, haven't you? But yeah, you've taken a rest, but things do seem to be resurrecting themselves in January. I'm hoping it's a final hiatus because, as I say, I've done this reading for 2024 that does suggest things change. And please don't think I'm being judgmental on you. I'm actually very sympathetic towards you. But yeah, looks like a well-earned rest. Now, if you weren't Taurus, I'd know exactly how to interpret this card. It's the Day of Judgment card, if you like. And most signs have understood that there's been a major change happened, but I wasn't sure that you'd picked up on it, Taurus. And as a result of this major change, those who've deceived us, and those who've manipulated us, those who've been greedy, are going to get their karmic justice. Should I interpret it that you're waking up to that? I don't think you are, you know. I don't think you are. And maybe you will find that those people who've wronged you, and remember I said I spotted a narcissist before, maybe they get their karmic comeuppance. Or maybe you get some sort of karmic punishment for your failure to keep your trousers on. But I should be fair-handed here, trousers on or legs together, shouldn't I? But you know, I've never felt that you were that bad. So I've never felt that you should deserve that sort of karmic punishment. Maybe I got that wrong, I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to interpret this. Now, in the future, we have fear of the unknown. Now, you know, I do think you're turning over a new leaf. You know, your life is changing and you are changing with it. And maybe that's what the fear is. Maybe you're fearful of behaving, as it were. But yeah, there's a fear of the unknown, and I don't think there's anything really to be fearful of. Obviously there is this, of course, there is this unhealthy attachment, which you could see as an addiction. So struggling with that would be the fear of the unknown. Struggling, you know, as if you were, you know, addicted to narcotics. Struggling to be clean, as it were. So yes, I suppose I could understand it, yeah. And it looks as though you're going out looking for money. And I think it will come to you. I've noticed before you're something of an entrepreneur. I've also noticed certain sort of money struggles that you've had. But I think you're quite good at attracting money. And this actually leads to the outcome, and the outcome is a great outcome. I mean, money and love have very similar energies. So it could simply be about attracting love, but I think it is about attracting money. Attracting blessings. You actively going and seeking it. Wonderful card. You know, when your heart is open to receiving, be it money or love, and as I say, the energies are often similar, you sort of get inundated with offers because you're sending a message out to the world that you're open to these offers. So everybody with such offers sends them to you. And so a new love comes potentially into your life. You could see this as another test, because I do think you've turned over a new leaf. I really do. I think you're determined to behave, as it were. But the temptation must be great, because this does seem like a wonderful love. And as I say, you know, because you're so full of love, these things come. But this clearly changes the outcome, which you'll see when I tell you what the outcome is in a second. And you see, the outcome is a wonderful outcome that I don't think you'd want to mess up at all. Yeah, it's a great outcome. It's multiple blessings, and it probably includes the money we talked about, but in particular love. But this is families, you know, this is happy families. You look at the card, you know, they're cuddling together, they're so happy together. Children are playing, they've got a lovely house there on that hill. The cups are above their heads, suggesting the blessings. So this is stability, this is what I think you really need, Taurus. So it is a wonderful blessing for you. So was the new love a temptation? I think it was. But let's just get some clarity on that devil card. What are these unhealthy attachments? Even though I'm sure I know. And so the card I want clarity on is this devil card. What are these unhealthy attachments? Well, the first card we get is the Fool card. New journeys, new adventures with a wide-eyed innocence. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? The next card we get is the Page of Wands. Seeking something different, seeking something a bit creative, maybe. And the final card is the Five of Wands. Conflicts, but conflicts that could be resolved if only you talk them through. Well, it does sound like your life. It does sound like I've got it right, but let's check. First card of clarity is the Fool card. Going off on new journeys with a wide-eyed innocence, sense of adventure, and knowing that they may go wrong, but wanting to enter them just for the hell of it, because if you like the adventure, you like the new. Let me tell you, I understand this. Certainly when I was a teenager, that's exactly how I was in love. It wasn't that I didn't think. I had very, very good thoughts towards who I will call Julie. And yeah, I thought the world of her, really. But the temptation of others, just for the sake, because it was others, it was something different, was too much for me. And I think that's exactly what you are. And not only do I understand it, I sort of sympathise with you. I keep joking about you keeping your trousers up or your legs together, but you know, you just want the new. You might not even want the physical thing, you know, it's just something different that you crave. more you crave something a bit different, something a bit maybe creative, but I think exotic is the appropriate word here. And you look at me, you know, I'm married to a Javanese lady, 18 years my younger. Think the world of her. But is this me craving the exotic? I don't think I was any longer a teenager. I was just about 20 when I first spotted Doreen. She was Jamaican. Her father was half Chinese, and she'd got lovely high cheekbones and wonderful Chinese eyes. She was much younger than me, but oh, I craved her. She was so exotic. And I did sort of get together with her, but you know, I messed the poor girl around, really. She'd always been sort of my stand-in while I was looking for something else. And I don't know why. She was perfect for me. And, you know, I'm sorry, Doreen, if you're listening. I really am. And this just feels so like you, Taurus. So like you. And I was never had bad intentions. Never. I ended up doing the wrong thing always. And I think that's you, isn't it? I can't say that I can illustrate this next energy from my life, but I can say I think I understand it, and that's the Five of Wands. It's a card of conflict. It's a card of conflicts that are easily resolvable if only you discuss them. But what I think happens is you get yourself into these situations, craving the new, craving the exotic. And then once you've got them, and God, it sounds like you're a terrible person, you know. Just... What? Snaps, isn't it? What's your snap? Is it called? How many snaps you've got? You know, I don't use it. You know, we used to call them notches on the bedposts. You know, but that type of thing. You know, body count. You've been playing that sort of a game, and I don't think you do it for that reason. As I say, you're attracted to the new. You're attracted to the exotic. Is the grass greener on the other side? And when you find it isn't, maybe it's even you that causes the arguments, or you're not the person that people thought you were. So you get into arguments, and you know, this has been your life. Getting into situations that you at first feel happy in, and then you disrupt. Yeah. Yeah, it is going to change though. Well, we can summarise for you, Taurus. Taurus, I've tracked this saga of your love life for over 2 years now. If you've not listened to your 2024 reading, please do, because I think it's coming to an end, and I think this is the ending of it here in January. In truth, what you have is something close to an addiction. It's an unhealthy attachment. And it's an unhealthy attachment to something new. You can't resist trying something new. Even though, you know, experience has showed you it's no better, maybe worse than what you've got. I think you like the exotic a little bit, as I do, you know. As I say, my wife's Javanese and 18 years younger than me. You know, I'm painting you as a dreadful person, and you're not. I honestly don't think you are. And I think you get into these situations and you realise that it's no better, and maybe you create arguments, and they're very easily resolvable, but I think you just want to break up. And that's been your life. You know, you've been going from affair to affair and messing up your life for so terribly long. And I think you're frightened of changing it. You know, you're frightened of moving on, but move on you must. There is a karmic judgment here somewhere, but I'm not too certain how to interpret it. What's going to happen is you're going to go out and you're going to be, I think you're seeking wealth. But in doing so, you attract love. And you will attract a new love. And I think that's yet another test of you. It's another test to see if you have finally moved on. Because the outcome is more likely to be, and I hope it is for your sake, sort of multiple blessings, including wealth, but in particular love and happy families. So at last, a stability for you, Taurus. I just so hope this is the good news you need. It's going to take courage, you know, there is fear of the unknown. It's going to take courage to move on from how you have been for so long, Taurus. But my heart is with you. I don't think you're a bad person, even though I take the mickey out of you for not being able to keep your trousers up or your legs together, you know. I honestly have sympathy for you, and I wish you well, Taurus.